we're always looking for ways to improve, and we're only a small to medium-sized enterprise, and so some of the development we want to do is just outside our reach or would take longer to do without the help of the grants. And we've had 1 or 2 grants in the past, and this particular one was to overcome an issue we had with the CE marking plates, which were fading, which sounds like a very silly problem to have, but it's cost about £5,000 to buy a machine which is a dot peening machine that will put this right. And also at the same time we've been upgrading our website, which if you're not up to date with your website and haven't got a first-class website, you will be missing out on sales. Even for equipment such as ours, which is bespoke, people still need to see some idea of what they're going to get and have very good, honest, open and clear information on the website, and which we believe we are now doing. And we've seen our contacts from the website double within a month since the new one went live.
Without that money, it could have been the choice of not probably going ahead with the with the project really. So there's a difference between doing it or not really. Because we had a good website to start with, but we probably want to look a bit more functionality, a bit more better user experience for the for the customer, that kind of thing. So all these things, they're nice must-haves, but they're not 100% what you 100% need. I think going back 12 months ago when when the pandemic first hit, I thought we were in for a really difficult time as a business. I thought we were in, closing the doors completely, probably making some losses, lack of stopping investing, could have even resulted in some redundancies. As it turns out, as a company, that's not how it's panned out to be. Luckily, the business has stayed open throughout the pandemic, even though certain areas have been difficult to stay open. But we've carried on with investing in things like the website and the new label printers, and carrying on recruiting apprentices and that kind of thing. And it's the reason why we've ended up having 12 months later a good year and managed to still carry on getting work out the door.
There are a lot of plans that have all come together at the same time. We have, over the pandemic, used the excess capacity that we had, because we did have people on furlough and we did have engineers that weren't as busy as they normally are. So we've done some development work and we've tried to open up new markets. We've tried to improve our access to the markets that we've already got, which is the new website. And I think all these things have just come together now as the economy is opening up. We've got new products, new website, improved products that we've already got on sale. We've been improving them as well. And the nuclear industry that we have been targeting to try and fill some of the gaps that we've had in the leisure industry, their projects have also come to fruition. So we're now in a position of having some of the best months we've ever had and recruiting again. We've looked at what we can do, and we've used what government schemes are available to try and maintain our profitability. We wouldn't have been profitable without the furlough scheme, without the grants. We would have been losing money. But as it is, we're still viable, and more than that, we've been able to invest in the future, which is showing in our results now and our ability to be able to actually employ more people.
Actually, we spoke about the 4 apprentices that have come in. Mm-hmm. Again, staggering when you were talking about redundancies, that actually you're taking on more staff.
Yeah, well, we decided to recruit for two apprentices originally. Myself and Robin was doing the interview process for those 2 roles. And the candidates that came for interview, I think there were probably about 6 altogether, but 4 of them were exceptional, and 2 of them had just been made redundant, and very high quality candidates in the last stages of their apprenticeship schemes with AMRC in Sheffield. And we decided that they were all that good that we decided to set all 4 on.
We're always looking for improvement. It's got to be efficiency. We're always looking for efficiency. That way we keep our products at the right price, the lead times down, and deliver a better deal to the customer. But not necessarily looking for growth, but looking for efficiency savings. Otherwise, if you're always looking for growth, you could start damaging your bottom line. It's a very dangerous game to be chasing turnover. But if you're always improving your efficiency, I think we usually find that the customers will follow.
I think last year we sold to 25 countries worldwide, mainly Europe, but sold to Australia, doing quite a lot of work in Chile, selling load lifts. But in Dubai, we've got a big project going on in Dubai Marina. These some of the projects have been a little bit difficult over the last few months because it's difficult to get onto site to do the installs. But hopefully once things start opening back up and you're allowed to travel around, then we can start winning more work in those areas.
Well, that was my next question, because for me, from the outside, this feels unbelievably positive. You've had a great 12 months. You've been proactive. The grant has helped you move forward. How excited are you for the next 12 months? I appreciate you're both grounded businessmen, but there's an air of positivity here, isn't there?
We'll be always positive. You have to be positive and plan to succeed. It's no good planning to lose. So we've always got something new to develop, new more demanding customers who push us into new areas of business. So yeah, there are things that we want to do over the next 12 months, which will hopefully enable us to have the same conversation next year.
What would your message be to either yourselves? Because I know you mentioned you're looking at other grants as well, but for someone who's interested in the business grant, what would your message be to them in terms of how accessible was it and the impact it's had on the business?
I think I started the process of looking into this grant. It was around August time last year. I made some initial inquiries and sort of described what we wanted to, what our projects was. So I put in a full application mid-August. The project was accepted for the grant. Project started in I think it was around October time. Went on till December to develop the website. And by January, I got the funds in the bank refunded to us. So we had to spend the money first with our suppliers, but very easy to go through the forms. It's not something that happens overnight. You have to be a little bit patient. We've done a few grants over the years, which were really worthwhile. With companies like us, we've got £10,000. You've probably got to do £100,000 worth of sales, just to get that kind of profit back in. So it's really good.
It does focus your mind on what you really want out of the grant. Is it going to work? Is it going to be profitable? Is it a viable project? It makes you look very closely at what you're going to do. So half of the form filling really is challenging yourself about what you're going to do. So it's a good thing to go through that process to make sure you are actually doing the right thing, and this is what you want out of this amount of money.
For someone who perhaps does want your services domestically or internationally, where's the best place for them to come to? How do they get involved?
Go on the website, via the website.
New website.
The new website. That is the way to go. Yeah, just before I came into the meeting, I just had another inquiry for a beer delivery lift in London. They're coming in all the time. That's the way to get in touch with us. You can have a look at the products, and the contact form hopefully is quite slick and easy for you to send in, and it will be diverted to the most